AI tokens is modern electricity. With their help we can use AI, generate the code and also use MCP and many other tools. We will talk about several topics. How your words transform into AI tokens. Also which AI model to choose. And the most important, how to save money on using AI tokens and never reach the limits. Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, thank you very much for your subscription and activity, and let's start talking about AI tokens. So first of all, let's start with AI autonomy, how basically our words transform into AI tokens. Every AI request has a price, limit and speed. In general, when we type something in our cursor or Claude code, it's our prompt, and this prompt consists of multiple words. AI token is the smallest unit of text that AI model reads or writes. One word doesn't mean one token. Some complicated words split into the multiple tokens, but some of common words count as one token. For example, word understanding we split into 3 parts, and basically each of these parts is equal to one token. And in this specific example we use 3 parts: understand, ink, also AI, talk, ends. And summarizing everything, we have 3 words, but as some of them are complicated and split, as a result we have 9 tokens. So what is the most important to understand is that token doesn't equal word, and also token doesn't equal character. Models don't see words, they only see pieces. Common words count as one token, but long words or rare words split into the pieces, and each piece equal to one token. So for example, the, cat, code, hello, function, return, each of them equal to one token. And for us, software engineers, this is very efficient, because in this example we have function and return. It's kinda long word, but however they equal only to one token. So basically all programming languages that consist of different return words, function words, etc., they all calculated as one token per each word. But on the other hand, if we use some complicated words, it can be split to the many different pieces, and for each of these pieces we pay our price, each token for each piece. I already explained it in the previous video about AI base, but here's your quick mental model. To understand tokens easier, here is the simple mental math. Approximately we have 4 characters per token, 75% of word per token, and approximately 750 words per 1000 tokens. But this works for English only. For code, JSON and non-English text we have a pretty different math. Now let's see how AI tokens cost increases if we use different language. Tokenizers are trained mostly on English text. Common English words become single tokens. Some non-English characters they just don't exist in the vocabulary, and they split into smaller pieces. As a result, for the simple phrase "Hello, how are you?" in English it costs only 5 AI tokens. For Spanish the price increases to 7, for Ukrainian even to 9. And for Chinese to 14. Just feel the difference, the same phrase in English costs 5 tokens, but in Chinese 14. As a result, approximate multiplier per language looks following. For Spanish we have 1.4 multiplier, for Ukrainian it will be 1.8, for Chinese 2 and 5, and for Arabic 3 times more AI tokens. And here I already know how to optimize the cost of our tokens. Just use English in your prompts and your result not only will be more accurate, but also will cost you much less. For Arabic it will be 3 times less, specifically. When we type something in the chat, we pay not only for input, which is basically our message to this chat, but also we pay for result, the whole result that our AI model generates for us. And usually for input tokens the price cheaper, but for output tokens it can be much more expensive, because this is what our model generates, and it requires some thinking, some considering, etc. For example, if we investigate this chat, here we pay for response that our AI model provides to us. And if you take a look on this top content, we see here understanding project context. Here we can uncollapse and basically see what also model generates for us. So here is the reasoning, and this is also the result, basically the output of model, and for this we also pay. And we not only pay for our input and output. Our input is also conversation history, system prompts and also attached files. And for example, if we attach a huge PDF, it also will be consumed by AI model, but this might cost you huge amount of tokens. There's also such thing as context window. It's not so important to understand AI token cost, but it's very important to understand this concept, because technically the context window is the model's short-term memory that also is measured in tokens. For a cheap model it will be approximately 200,000 tokens. If we take a look into our chat, we also have the possibility to click on the circle and see the context usage. Usually it consists of conversation, some MCP, skills, but as a result, yeah, we see that it calculates in AI tokens. Just to understand the perspective, I want to provide you a few specific examples. So the average tweet consists of 280 chars, and as a result it will be 70 tokens. Our email consists of approximately 300 words, and it will be approximately 400 tokens. A blog post takes approximately 1,500 words, or 2000 tokens. A source file, which is important for software engineers, approximately takes 400 lines of code, or approximately 4000 tokens. A short novel approximately takes 60,000 words, or 80,000 tokens. And now full context window, just to understand the perspective, takes these 200,000 tokens. Now let's understand how we pay for AI tokens and what's basically the price for it. The pricing formula is pretty simple. We pay for input tokens and we pay for output tokens. And usually we pay for million of those tokens. Each AI provider has specific list of models with their corresponding pricing. For example, frontier models Claude, Opus, Sonnet or Heiku, they have quite expensive pricing. As I mentioned before, input costs much less than output, because input is basically what we tell our model to do, but the result of this command or this action is basically the output that AI model generates for us, and therefore we pay more for this output. If we take a look, we have GPT models and also Gemini, and their pricing significantly lower. But if we take a look on open source model or just Chinese model, those ones are really cheap. Just compare Llama 4 Scout with their 40 cents per million of tokens of output, and compare those 40 cents to $25 for Opus 4.7. The difference is huge, but let's understand which model to choose. In terms of pricing and efficiency, different providers provide more or less the same tiers of models. So on the one hand, we have large reasoning model, and the most expensive. This model should be used for hard reasoning, complex refactoring or long horizon planning. Definitely you will not use this model all the time, as it will consume your whole budget. On the other hand, we have fast tier models. Basically it's for shorter writes, routing, simple extraction, or maybe running some GitHub commands and some simple job. It's cheap, fast, but not really suitable for complex work. And somewhere in the middle we have balanced tier, basically working tier. It's not that expensive as frontier model, but also not that simple as fast tier. It's balanced on both sides, in cost and in speed. And it's really great for everyday agents, most coding, customer support and writing. Now let's understand where to focus so as not to lose all your AI tokens and not to reach your limits. While working with AI, there are few places where tokens quietly disappear. So the first and most obvious thing is long system prompts. Basically it's when we provide a huge prompt, many different commands, sometimes repetitive, many different instructions and no clear vision what to do. Our AI model trying to consume it, trying to reason and maybe filter out some really not needed content. As a result, even after optimization you still pay for these input tokens. Also, one of the not the smartest move will be to move your whole code base into the chat. So basically pasting an entire code base when only a few functions matter. So if you want to edit your file, add a new functionality, you don't always need to include the whole entire code base. For example, in Cursor, just refer to this file and just ask to add this functionality here. Image in PDF is the popular bottleneck in AI systems. One image can cost approximately 1 to 1,500 tokens, and 20-page PDF can cost 50,000 tokens and more. There are many different ways to spend more and more AI tokens, but the rule is simple. Just keep your AI input short and meaningful, don't include some except things, and also don't try to attach too many images or PDFs, because its content probably can be transformed, and the same content can be provided in a bit different way. Now let's talk about the most important topic, how to cut cost of your AI tokens. So first rule is to be specific. Usually when you ask something, you don't really need too much information. So instead of tell me everything you know about Python decorators, which approximately could take 2,500 output tokens, we can rephrasing into something like, in 3 bullets explain what property does in Python. And it would cost you approximately 180 output tokens. And this rule works everywhere. Try to say provide me 3 bullet points, provide me 10 examples, provide me 15 use cases. Try ask to limit the output that AI will give to you. And only by this you can significantly decrease the cost of AI tokens. Second rule is about providing less context. So again, you don't really need to include the whole code base to your AI chat. If you just need to generate some function, you don't really have to include many different files. Instead, focus on isolation. Also, you can use cache. In Cursor and other applications, you don't really turn it off or on. It works automatically and it can save you some money on your AI tokens. Approximately it works in the following way. For the first request, cache misses, and you pay 100% of the cost. But for the future request, you have hit in your cache and pay much less. Approximately it can be 10% of cost of original input. If you come back on the slide with models, we have specific pricing for cached million tokens. For example, for Claude Opus it can be only 50 cents. So if we summarize everything, we got 5 bullets. An AI token is a piece of text and it's approximately 75% of word. We pay for input and output and per million of tokens. Our context window is finite. Older messages just fall out. Our real bill and what we actually pay is not only input and output, it's also sims and prompts for every request, using MCP, skills and other things. And to save money or AI tokens, be specific and spend less. And also we will use cache. That's all that I wanted to tell you about AI tokens. I hope this knowledge will help you to understand AI tokens and, the most important, spend smart. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and thank you for subscription to this channel. So I will see you in future videos. Thank you everyone for watching, bye!